there has to be a blooper reel somewhere behind the scenes of the weekend trying to act mad. I don't ever want to see the weekend in a movie or a show of any sort trying to act like an upset, angry person, because he was talking to my man at the Valentino store, the employee. Like, did you look at my girl? I don't ever want to see you look at this store. I'll beat you up and down Rodeo Drive. He sounded so soft. It that would have never put fear in my heart. Like I would have went to jail that day. Hey, what's going on, folks? Another episode of Ryan Reviews Everything, and we're talking about episode 3 of The Idol, titled Daybreak. And maybe I'm missing something. Maybe Tedros is like some big, bad, dangerous gangster. Maybe he knows some dangerous people. Because the way he was talking reckless to my man at the Valentino store and the chef, yeah, like this guy must be dangerous, because this guy's like 5'8", what, a $140, $150 soaking wet. Got this bum ass tracksuit everywhere he goes with this rat tail looking dusty. Nah, dog. I would have went to jail that day the moment he talked to me crazy. And so I know I'm jumping all over the place, but yeah, I'm starting at the Valentino store. Like, there has to be a blooper reel somewhere behind the scenes of the weekend trying to act mad. I don't ever want to see the weekend in a movie or a show of any sort trying to act like an upset, angry person, because he was talking to my man at the Valentino store, the employee. Like, did you look at my girl? I don't ever want to see you look at the store. I'll beat you up and down Rodeo Drive. He sounded so soft. It that would have never put fear in my heart. Like I would have went to jail that day. Like, if I know people say, oh, if I really went to jail that day for assaulting somebody, for talking to me crazy like that. Especially when you're that small. Nah. And granted, this is coming from myself, who may not be the biggest person, but damn it, bro, you can't just be talking like that. And you a nobody? You were just a scamming ass nobody? That took me out, man. But anyway, so we definitely, the way we got to the scene, definitely if you've seen it, being that Chaim is paying the bills, we have Jocelyn and Tedros, who clearly owes a lot of people money already, decide to go shopping. With whose money? I don't know. So they're going shopping on Rodeo Drive to the Valentino store, this and the third. And the thing I did like about this episode, we are seeing that our guy Tedros is apparently this obsessive, jealous person, which is how we got the outburst at the Valentino store. And another thing that happens in this episode that I will have to just admit now, okay? First 2 episodes, I was kind of being the contrarian, trying to, deny it, but after episode 3, I can't anymore. This show definitely has a lot of unnecessary sex scenes. Like, we already got the sex scene top down, backseat while Leia is driving. He's eating her out in the backseat of the car. Okay, I get it. But I really felt like that whole sex scene in the Valentino store was very unnecessary. We got, it was almost like, it feels like filler at this point. It's like, we don't know how else to move the story along. Let's just throw some sex scenes and see how it helps move the story along. That's how it feels to me. Like, that whole thing was unnecessary. Tedros is definitely living on that wild side. He's trying to, they already going raw apparently, but he's trying to, let off inside and all this other stuff. It's crazy. Yeah, that part, it was unnecessary for me. And then the second part, we definitely see where, our guy Tedros is talking reckless to the chef. And it's like, dog, you're riding the coattails of a struggling pop star, if anything, at this point, and you throwing your weight around like you run stuff. Like, that part was very annoying as well. Now that part, that is 100% guaranteed. I'm going to jail, because Tedros just smacks the chef. Granted, now I'll give him a little grace, a little bit, because Jocelyn is the one who at least the way I took it, approached the chef about how she's getting smaller and stuff like that. And he was just, agreeing with her. Yeah, granted, he's touching her stomach saying, oh, yeah, your body's so small, it's getting tight, this and the third. So I understand how somebody could feel a certain way about it. But that's a two-way street. Jocelyn is allowing this to happen. You know what I'm saying? So you're supposed to turn up on Jocelyn also, if and not just the chef. But that's just me. So yeah, he puts his hands on the chef. Chef definitely showed some composure and was like, "Look, I don't take orders from you. You can't fire me. I got to hear from Jocelyn." Jocelyn gives him the boot just off the influence from Tedros. So yeah, dog. And I'm fired anyway at this point. Oh yeah, me and Tedros got a tussle, bro. That's just the end of it. But once again, definitely some character depth with that. Once again, we're starting to see true colors of Tedros. We have Chaim and Destiny. They're getting hip to it. They're trying to move like the FBI a little bit. I feel like it feels like they're trying to gain enough evidence before they come out and call Tedros out for being a scammer. You know what I'm saying? They grill him about the high school that he apparently or allegedly went to, this and the third. So I'm liking that approach, but I feel like if they drag their feet, things is going to get real ugly for Jocelyn really quick. If you notice, it's like maybe like a 15, 20-second clip. Diane is somewhere in the cut, practicing her choreography. It looks like she's singing as well. Like Nikki looks like she's really pushing some momentum towards Diane to replace Jocelyn. And so while Jocelyn is in this honeymoon phase with this scammer, it ain't gonna look good for Jocelyn. And if you remember now, like Diane is down with Tedros, so it just seems like this is gonna be a hard fall for Jocelyn. So this might end very ugly by the time we get to the finale. And I really feel like the second half of this episode was the strongest, or the best part of this episode. We definitely get them all at the dinner table. And Tedros somehow gets, kind of pressures her, or just somehow gets Jocelyn to speak about the real relationship with her mom. And initially, I assumed that, since the mom died, she was sad because that's like her rock, this and the third. I thought it was because it was this loving, kind relationship they had. But we find out that it was a complete opposite. The mother was abusive, beating her with a hairbrush on places that, you can't see, like the inner thighs, the butt area, whatever the case, under the arm, I think. And, when she's confessing this, Tedros, he embraces this awkward moment and digs a little deeper and really tries to analyze, like, maybe this is why you haven't had a hit since your mom died. Maybe you need that type of, that pressure. Maybe you need this type of abuse to really, get your career back on track. Next thing you know, he plays this toxic type of flow going on where he beats her with a hairbrush, and then the next minute he's loving on her, beats her on her. Almost, it feels, rest in peace to Tina Turner. It feels like that we now have this Ike Turner type of relationship developing also, in addition to this other toxic stuff going down. But this was a really good episode. Certain parts was tough to watch. I really can't wait to see where this goes, but just, if I were to make any predictions, I just don't see this ending very well for Jocelyn. We already have Diane bringing up the rear as possibly a replacement for Jocelyn, and Tedros is just distracting her, the entire time. So this is going to be real bad. Love it or hate it, folks. That's my review. Peace. In his role, I swear, only thing missing was the Viola Davis snot bubble.